Hello friends, welcome to Dr. Vet channel. I am Dr. P.R. Patel, Professor Head, Veterinary Medicine. Today we discuss mastitis part 7 and treatment part B. Treatment part A we have already covered in part 6. Mastitis is very important bacterial disease of dairy cattle, number one enemy of the farmer, causing great economic loss. It is very important for the veterinary students, veterinarians. We continue the treatment. In previous section, I have already discussed how to select antibiotic by antibiotic sensitivity test, find out the antibiogram, select the battery of antibiotics, and these antibiotics should be continued for minimum 5 to 7 days. The treatment should not be half-hearted or left in between, because if infection remain into the udder, there may be the relapse of the case and the antibiotic will be producing resistance. Sometimes mycoplasma also causes mastitis that can be treated with erythromycin, tylosin, tiamutine or other effective drugs. This can be given both parenterally as well as intramammary infusion. Nocardial function also causes nocardial mastitis that can be treated by either penicillin alone or sulfonamide alone or miconazole alone or combination of penicillin and sulfonamide. In severe cases of mastitis, especially in peracute cases, the clinician should use antipyretics to reduce the fever. In this presentation, we continue the treatment. You know that in mastitis there is inflammation. So anti-inflammatory drugs are used to reduce the inflammation. Mostly non-steroid anti-inflammatory drugs are used to kill pain and to reduce the inflammation. Sometimes antihistamine also required. That can also hasten the recovery, especially if there is allergic condition or frightened condition. Sometimes clinician can use corticosteroid drug. Corticosteroid drug act as a fibrinolytic agent, causes the lysis of fibrils, and this corticosteroid check the fibrosis in the mammary gland. It reduces the fibrosis formation in the mammary gland. But dear friends, remember, corticosteroids are immunosuppression drug. So corticosteroid should not be used alone. It must be used along with the antibiotic. Otherwise, immunosuppression property of the corticosteroid may flare up the infection. Sometimes clinicians require to give oxytocin injection. The function of oxytocin is let down of the milk. In mastitis, the acini and tubules are blocked with inflammatory exudate and debris. The oxytocin causes letdown of the milk, and it has a very good effect, a flushing action on acini or alveoli and tubules, so that inflammatory exudate and debris will wash away into the teat system, and then we can stripe it out through the teat canal. So in some of the cases, oxytocin also helps. Here we continue the treatment. Application of astringent ointments over the other tissue can reduce the swell, but it has not drastic effect or much effect, but it can help. Some of the cases require intravenous supportive therapy, especially toxemia cases where there is severe depression, toxemia, animal goes off it. In these cases, the toxin is circulating into the blood. In such cases, clinicians should give plenty of normal saline or dextrosol so that the cells can get dextrose energy. The cells are lingering between life and death. The cells become vitalized, and when plenty of such fluid solutions are flooded into the circulation, there is more urine formation, and along with urine, the toxic also excreted in urine. Thus, large volume of the normal saline or dextrosaline help to reduce the toxic level in the blood. This is very important treatment, especially in per acute cases, severe cases where there is toxin. In inflammatory cases, hot fermentation with either warm water or warm clothes. Hot fermentation on other parenchymatous tissue, other tissue with magnesium sulfate dissolved in water can relieve the inflammation and pain also. Dear friends, I have discussed the treatment in detail in all stages of mastitis and all types of mastitis. But some of the cases are not responding to the treatment. The main reasons are delay in the treatment, resistant bacteria, proper schedule is not followed. If the proper schedule is followed, bacteria are killed, but the acini and tubules are blocked, or acini and tubules are necrosed or destroyed. In such cases, recovery is delayed or not responding at all. In such cases, the exudates are coming and it may spoil the case further. So in such cases, a drying off of the quarter is required, totally drying of the quarter, so that there is no any milk or exudate secretion. Now this drying of the quarter is done by creating chemical mastitis. The word chemical mastitis means clinician infuse certain irritant chemicals intramemory. These irritant chemicals destroy some of the cells and some of the memories. and make them non-functional so that further secretion, water, milk, or exudate will be stopped. So clinicians are required to produce chemical mastitis with the aim of drying off of the water. So for this purpose, there are two solutions: silver nitrate 3% solution, 30 to 60 ml infused intramammary, or copper sulfate 5% solution, 20 ml infusion intramammary. Any one of these two solutions are used. Such two infusals of any one of the above chemicals are used to drying of the quarters. This will serve the purpose. But sometimes these chemicals, silver nitrate and copper sulfate, are irritant chemicals. So there may be a severe local reaction into the quarter. In such cases, stripe out the milk completely and frequently till the other reaction subsides. If there is no reaction, no problem, milk should be striped out after 10 to 15 days of intramammary infusion. Striped out completely after 10 to 15 days. This will definitely dry out the water. Friends, I have described all practical aspects of the treatment that a veterinary officer can perform under field conditions. Share this important information to veterinarians and veterinary students. Requested to subscribe this channel. Thank you very much for observing this video.